It's the Hump Day edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. Welcome back, everyone, on this cold Wednesday afternoon, but it's not quite as harsh, at least in terms of the temperature this afternoon, but there's still a pretty stiff wind, making it feel awfully cold outside. Before we get to our local weather, just real quickly, here are the latest snowfall reports out of western New York. Of course, this has become a very big national story, as it should. Unfortunately, some fatalities now reported, people having heart attacks trying to shovel, people unfortunately passing away in their cars, which are stuck on the New York State Thruway and other roadways. And these amounts are they're just staggering. And this has just occurred in a few days. Cheektowaga in Erie County, this is the southern part of Erie County, just south of downtown Buffalo, 65 inches of snow. That is 5.5 feet, and I'm sure since this was reported at 10:04, they've added to this a little bit, although the lake effect is kind of I don't want to say winding down, but weakening some before it regenerates as we go into tomorrow. Lancaster 63, Gardenville 60. The Buffalo Bills play in Orchard Park, New York, where they've had upwards of 4 feet, and they're paying people $10 an hour and giving them game tickets if they come out and help shovel the stadium because the Bills have a home game this coming Sunday. So again, these amounts, they're just staggering, and it's just amazing how in a short distance you have enormous differences. Look at this. Just north of Buffalo, 1.5 inches of snow, and then probably 10, 15 miles at most down to the south. You're measuring it in 4, 5, 6 feet. It's just remarkable. Lake effect is just an amazing thing. Now the lake effect, as I mentioned, is they're getting a little break from it right now. The flow has been disrupted by this Alberta Clipper system that's coming through. And this is the same system that's producing some light snows in parts of our viewing area. It was a little heavier last hour in Mercer County. Someone up here might check in with a fresh inch worth of snow when we look back at the day's amounts, kind of up in this zone, generally north of I-80. But a lot of this would just be a coating half inch. But again, I wouldn't be shocked if someone reported an inch. It gets a little bit heavier than in some of these more remote areas of northwestern PA. Again, the lake effect has shut down for the time being, but they're going to get a little bit of general snowfall in western New York just to add insult to injury. Back home here, we got a little bit of a reemergence of snow shower activity along I-71 and just east of it at about 2 o'clock this afternoon. Temperatures this afternoon, I mentioned, are not as harsh, but it's still pretty breezy. 25, the 2 o'clock hour temperature in Youngstown, 24 Newcastle, 24 over in Ravenna. I'll throw up the wind chills here and show you that the wind chill's in the lower teens, so it's not exactly pleasant outside. We had a high of 18 yesterday, making it the second coldest November day on record here in Youngstown. So it was a remarkable day yesterday. Today, just kind of generally cold and not real nice, but the temperature at least has improved somewhat. Let's talk about what's going to happen as we go into the rest of the day. This Alberta Clipper system's coming through with some light snows, and I think there are going to be some leftover snow showers as we go into the late afternoon and evening. Here's the simulated radar. We'll fast forward a couple of hours here to, let's see here, let's go to 4 p.m. Based on the high-resolution rapid refresh model. This does not differentiate in terms of color between rain and snow, but this is all snow, of course. There goes our steady snow up to the north and east at 4 o'clock. But as the actual cold front associated with this Clipper rolls through, I think there will be some more snow showers around into early evening. Here's the simulated radar at 6 o'clock this evening. Scattering of snow showers around, and a couple of hours after that, at 8 o'clock. I think we'll probably see generally the same idea here. This is not going to add up to much, but we'll have to watch out, especially after dark. There could be a decent squall somewhere in here that drops a quick coating or even a half an inch on somebody, and after dark, that could make for a few slick spots. So hard to say exactly where those will set up at this point, but something we'll have to watch out for this evening. As we go into the overnight, I think activity is pretty much out of here. I think there'll be a few leftover flurries, but no additional accumulations probably after about 9. So the zone we'll have to especially watch out for is, say, 5, 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock this evening with scattered snow showers, maybe a heavy squall in a couple of spots that causes a little bit of an issue on some of the area roadways. All right, as we go into the future, deeper into the future then, Thursday is just going to be a blustery, cold day in the wake of our cold front. More scattered snow showers around the Great Lakes, another January-like map. There'll be some more lake effect setting up. Now, for us locally, this will be probably nothing more than flurries here and there on Thursday. Stiff breeze, temperatures no higher than the mid-20s. And as we go into Friday then, high pressure is going to build in from the south. think the day starts with a lot of flurries around, but from south to north, we're going to start to see some slow improvement Friday afternoon, Friday evening. Now, it's going to be awfully cold Friday night. Could be challenging a record, not only Thursday night, but especially Friday night with a clearing sky, at least a partially clearing sky. The clouds are going to roll back in pretty quickly, though, on Saturday. This is Saturday morning. Our high is slipping off to the east. Southwest flow on the back side of that will warm us up, but it'll also drag the clouds back in from the south and west. And there might be a sprinkle towards the end of Saturday, but I suspect Saturday is largely uneventful. It's more so Sunday that we've got to deal with some rain. Here's Sunday morning, one little band here, but actually the main slug of rain comes back in towards the end of the day. This looks like a pretty healthy rain with a gusty wind late Sunday into Sunday night with a strong low pressure cranking up out here across parts of the Midwest. So plan on a wet end to Sunday. Gusty wind, warm temperatures Sunday night, very balmy. Monday morning, very balmy. And then a windy day Monday. Look how strong this low winds up in the northern Great Lakes. Stiff winds, but not cold winds just yet on Monday. That's going to change those. The cold air returns as we go towards the middle of next week, and of course Thanksgiving. Here's next Tuesday, 6 days from now. It looks pretty uneventful. And if you have some travel plans right before the holidays, or the holiday, I should say, right now it's looking pretty uneventful. Maybe a flurry or two, but no big storms to slow you down if you're doing some traveling before Thanksgiving. It's going to be cold next week. Not as cold as it is now, but cold. Here's a look at the 16-day temperature trend. Couple cold days coming up, of course, tomorrow and into to Friday. Probably no higher than 23, 24 on Friday, with a gusty wind at times, especially in the morning. Then here's the weekend. There's Saturday, Sunday, upper 40s. Monday, well into the 50s. But then after that, of course, the trend is down. Thanksgiving is next Thursday, the 27th. I suspect we're in the 30s for highs, 20s for lows. Cold for late November. Nothing too unusual, but yeah, pretty cold. So I thought it'd be interesting, since this will go down, I'm sure, as one of the colder Novembers on record here in Youngstown when we add up the numbers at the end of the month. I thought it'd be interesting to go back and look at, say, okay, we take the top 7 coldest Novembers and then see what happened in December of those same years. What was the general pattern? And you can see that there's a cold picture painted here, but not exceptionally cold across the northern tier of states. When you average together 1976, 1951, 67, 96, 95, 1950, 1972, and 1943, you get a colder than average picture, but nothing off the charts or anything. So it'll be interesting to see how December plays out. A lot of the computer modeling says December actually could be somewhat mild, perhaps even milder than average. Not sure if I buy that yet. But there is at least somewhat decent chance, I think, December, compared to average, will be a lot more tolerable than November, and a lot more tolerable than what's coming in January and February. So December could end up actually being a little bit of an oasis of tolerable weather in a sea of really cold stuff for November and then January and February. So it's kind of what I'm thinking now, but you know how it goes with long-range forecasts. Stay tuned, because they are subject to change. That's the Wednesday weather for the Weather Geeks. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 6 and 11 o'clock.